Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drisdale Field for tonight's college baseball game between the visiting Eckerd College Tritons and your Flagler College Saints. My name is John Jordan. I'll be bringing you most of the game tonight. Well, cold or cooler temperatures than we have had in the past number of days. We're sitting at 62 degrees, I believe it. 60 or 61 degrees at game time. It's a little overcast. Eckerd coming in today with a record of 2-5, and Flagler with a record of 5-2. Let's take you through the starting lineups for the Tritons from the Sunshine State Conference. Leading off in center field is Cam Gelwick. Batting second, the second baseman Dawson Jones. Batting third, the left fielder Luis Garrido. Batting fourth and playing first base is Christian Cabina. In left field is Trip Haddad. The designated hitter Reed Lyle follows. Batting seventh is Christian Perez behind the plate. Batting eighth is the third baseman Cole Schumacher. And batting ninth is the shortstop Joey Bizidlo. On the mound for the Tritons tonight is Daryl Edens. Saints are out in the field. Let's give you the lineup around in the Saints outfield from left to right. Is McClanahan, Hunterberg, and Kresak. They'll take you around the diamond. In the infield is Palladino, Schultz, Page, and Davis is at first base. Behind the plate is Jesse Sullivan, and on the mound today for the Saints is Ben Stubbs, coming in with a record of 1-0, and he sports let me see here, 2.45 earned run average. And this is his fourth appearance of the season. And just about ready for the first pitch, and it's high, ball one. It's 6:04. It's the first pitch. Stubbs, a left-handed pitcher. That's high, ball two. Stubbs is a junior left-hander out of Macon, Georgia. And Gelwick takes high for ball three. We'll give you the Saints lineup in between innings. Yeah, that's a strike. They're running the count to 3-1 now on Gelwick. It's the first game of a 4-game series. They'll play 2 tomorrow and 1 on Sunday. I'll follow back to the screen. Full count on Gelwick. That pitch is high. Stubbs walks the first bat of the game. I'll bring up Dawson Jones, the Triton second baseman. Stubbs misses high. That's going to draw a visit from pitching coach Jeff Pelkey. We can run through some of our corporate sponsors. Proudly support Flagler Athletics' Academy Bus. We know the way. Anchor Faith, a community of people passionate about Jesus. And A.D. Davis Construction, builders, developers, and contractors. Again, the two teams will play a doubleheader tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m., and they'll play a noon single game on Sunday, weather permitting. Weather's looking a little sketchy for Sunday. The home plate umpire comes and breaks up the meeting at the mound. Jones back in with a 1-0 count. That was fired right down the middle for strike one. Big swing and a miss. See, the visit has proven fruitful for Stubbs. Just got him settled down a little bit. The ball fouled back into the screen. Stubbs is 1-0 with a 2.45 ERA. This is his third appearance of the season. He's thrown 7.1 innings, 7 in the third innings. Look over at first base. Has 5 strikeouts, 5 walks. Allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. And Stubbs with a strikeout. First out of the inning, that brings up Luis Garrido. Mentioned Stubbs is from Macon, Georgia. His father, Michael, played baseball at a conference school at Georgia Southwestern. How about grounded to second? Page with only 1 play goes over to first. And there's 2 outs. I'll bring up the first baseman, Christian Cabina. Cabina coming in with a 190 batting average. Ball down and in. Cabina has a double and a triple this year. Stubbs fires right down the plate, evens the count at 1-1. Until it's really overcast. You can see on the video feed. And clouds rolling in. Big swing and a miss on pitch a little outside, so it's 1-2 on Cabina. Gillick at second base for the Tritons. The pitch from Stubbs, fouled off into the screen. Count remains 1-2. 2 outs here in the inning. Top of the first for the Tritons. Stubbs with a look to second base, nothing there. Gillick does have 1 stolen base on the year, 1 attempt. And Stubbs a little preoccupied with Gillick at second base. So 1-2 count. And big swing and a miss. Stubbs strikes out 2 in the inning. We'll go to the home half of the first inning. The Saints coming to bat. Let's take you through the starting lineups for the Saints. You got shortstop Taylor Schultz leading off, followed by the center fielder A.J. Hunterberg. Batting third, the second baseman Carson Page. In right field is Caden Kresak. Batting fifth, the catcher is Jesse Sullivan. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Kevin Riscassi. Batting seventh, the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week Peyton Palladino. Batting eighth, the first baseman is Trip Davis. And batting ninth, the left fielder Tyler McClanahan. They'll be facing Durrell Edens of the Tritons. Edens leads the staff with a 3.0 ERA. He's not had a decision yet in 2 appearances. He's got 9 innings with 10 strikeouts, which leads the staff. He's allowed 3 runs on 11 hits and 9 innings of work. And the Triton defense will look like this. From left to right, they've got Haddad, Gelwick, and Garrido. And around the infield is Schumacher, Bazidlo, Jones, and Cabina. Perez behind the plate, and of course Eden's on the mound. Leading off for the Saints is the shortstop Taylor Schultz. Schultz takes high for ball 1. He takes on the corner. He was the count 1-1. Schultz coming out of the 242 batting average. He's got 4 RBI and 8 hits on the season so far. Now ball taken just at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Schultz. And swinging and miss at the pitch on the turf. And they'll throw him out at first base. So that brings up A.J. Hunterberg. Hunterberg comes in 8 for 29 for a 276 average. He's had a home run and 3 RBI. Hunterberg has some sky-high, shallow center field. And that's going to be, Gelwick calls it off. And that's 2 outs in the inning. Now bring up Carson Page. Page leads the team with a 476 batting average. 10 for 21 with 9 runs scored, a triple and 7 RBI. He takes first pitch, strike 1. Page comes from Valdosta, Georgia, Lowndes High School. He sits one deep to center field, and it's going to be over his head. Off the wall, and he's going to coast in for a double. Page with a 2-out double in center field to get the Saints going here in the bottom of the first inning. There's a little of a tough sky out there with it being overcast. Okay, Gelwick had a little hard time trying to read that. So that ball hit directly over your head is always the hardest one to gauge for an outfielder. And that's going to bring up Caden Kresak, the cleanup hitter. Kresak hitting .367, leads the team with 11 hits and 11 runs scored. He takes outside for ball one. Kresak from Gainesville, Florida, went to Lake Sumter State College. The States have had so many players from Lake Sumter State in the past years. A ball hit on the ground. Smothered by Bazidlo, but that saved a run. But Kresak will reach on a single to shortstop. That allows Page to move up to third base. Now bring up Jesse Sullivan, hitting .241 with a team high 5 doubles. He's got a home run and 5 RBI. And look over at first base from Edens. Check on Kresak. Kresak 1 for 2 in stolen bases this year. And big swing and a miss by Sullivan. Sullivan's a sophomore from Jupiter, Florida. Now ball's lined into center field. That's going to score a run. And Kresak will check up at second base. And the Saints are on the board 1-0. An RBI single by Jesse Sullivan. That brings up Kevin Riscassi. Riscassi hitting .500 as he's gone 1 for 2 with a double. He fouls that one off the end of the bat. A big swing and a miss, and the count is now 0-2 on Riscassi. Kresak at second, Sullivan at first, 2 outs. Saints are already up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. That ball fouled back in the screen. And he just checked his swing. Looked like a good pitch from Edens. Just a little bit low, and Riscassi able to hold up on his swing. Counts now 1-2 with 2 outs. He takes that one high to even the count at 2-2. Riscassi from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Right now it's to West Palm Beach. And he belts that one high and down the right field line. It's just gonna be foul. Up against the fence, right by the bullpen. Get a good hold of that one. It's maybe a little bit too far in front. About laced through the infield into right field. That's going to score Page. Or excuse me, Kresak. And the Saints take a 2-0 lead on Riscassi, single to right. That brings up Peyton Palladino, one of the hottest hitters for the Saints. Banged .360 with 9 hits, 7 runs scored. He's got a home run and a team high 10 runs batted in. First pitch to Palladino is high. Saints increase the lead now to 2-0 on the Eckerd College. And Sullivan at second base, Riscassi at first. And he foul tips that one into the mitt of Diaz. Or, excuse me, Perez. That pitch is inside. Saints are coming off a tough loss at Florida Tech Tuesday night after sweeping St. Leo last weekend. Count now goes to 3-1. Flagler taking its usual trek around the Sunshine State Conference. That ball catches the outside corner. Full count on Palladino. 2 outs and runners should be in motion. And swing and a miss. Fastball goes right by Palladino. The Saints get 2 runs on 4 hits. And leave a couple runners on base, but the Saints lead 2-0 at the end of 1 inning of play. Well, welcome back. We're here for the top of the second for the Tritons. Chip Haddad to lead off the second for the Tritons, the left fielder. And see if we got some numbers on him. He takes high for ball 1. Fouls that back into the screen. Evens the count at 1-1. Haddad, so far this year's 3 for 18 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Takes strike 2 on the corner. One-two pitch is low. Evens the count at 2-2. Dad is from Metairie, Louisiana, by way of Delgado Community College. And big swing and a miss. Stubbs with a third punch out of the day. It's Lyle. And that brings up Reed Lyle, the designated hitter. Takes strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Lyle brings a .261 batting average in. 6 for 23 with 3 RBI and 4 runs scored. That one misses inside, ball 1. That ball drilled to left center, and that's going to be caught by McClanahan as he ranges over to the gap. So 2 up and 2 down for Stubbs in the second. That brings up Christian Perez, is hitting .350 on the season. 7 for 20 with a double and a home run, 6 RBI, and 2 runs scored. He takes first pitch strike on the outside part of the plate. Lefty on lefty. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball inside. No, 0-2. Ball just a bit outside. That's a fly ball to straightaway left field. McClanahan's under it and makes the catch. 3 up and 3 down for the Tritons in the second. Saints are bringing up Trip Davis, McClanahan, and then the top of the order was Schultz when we come back. And Trip Davis steps in for the Saints, lead off the bottom of the second. Chip batting .333 with going 5 for 15 with 4 RBI. Takes the first pitch from Edens high and away. That ball in the turf. Davis works a 2-0 count. And he jumps ahead 3-0 on Edens. That ball hit on the ground. But Zidlow firing over to Gabina for the first out of the inning. Brings in Tyler McClanahan, comes in 3 for 10 this year. He's driven in 3 runs. Takes the first pitch strike from Edens. Big swing and a miss from McClanahan. It's down 0-2. As a sophomore from Orlando, he transferred from Division I Alabama State. And a big swing and a miss there. And Edens has retired their first 2 batters of the inning. And goes back to the start of the lineup with Taylor Schultz. Schultz struck out swinging the last time he faced Eden. He's put out 2 to 3. That ball's low. Schultz is a junior from Acworth, Georgia. He transferred in from Division I Georgia State University. Takes one just low. Works the count to 2-0. That was grounded. Jones at second base. And the Saints are retired in order. 3 up and 3 down. And after 2 innings complete, the Saints lead 2-0. Leading off the top of the third for Eckerd is the third baseman Schumacher. He takes that one high as Stubbs rifles that one in. Cole Schumacher is 4 for 24 this year with two doubles and scored a run. Swings and misses there. Strike two. Strike one, excuse me. Checks a swing. Yep. So make it ball two. Schumacher fouls that one off. Evens the count at 2-2. Schumacher's a freshman from Venice, Florida. That's strike three right down the middle of the plate. Schumacher tried to get the call on that one, but home plate umpire called him out and called him strike three. That brings up Bezidlo, shortstop. First pitch is outside. Evens the count 1-1. Bezidlo's just seen some spare playing time. 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He does have one walk. How about just a bit inside? Stubbs has been the Friday night pitcher for the early part of the season for the Saints. Outside ball 3. Faced Alabama Huntsville in the season opener and faced St. Leo on the road last Friday. Ball's followed by full count. Big swing and a miss. That's 5 strikeouts so far for Stubbs, and he faces the top of the order. Gelwick steps in. He drew a walk before being stranded at second base in the first inning for the Tritons. He takes first pitch low for ball 1. Gelwick sitting 250 was being 6 for 24 with 5 runs scored and a double. Takes that one high for ball 2. 2 home runs in the season to lead the Tritons. That ball skied high over the grandstand, out of play. Tritons wearing navy blue tops, gray pants, and then navy socks. That ball fouled off. Tritons used to be red and black, but decided to change colors probably about a decade, maybe 15 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Nice pitch by Stubbs. As Gelwick tried to hold up his swing, but just couldn't as he strikes out the side. 6 strikeouts for Stubbs. And we move to the bottom of the third. Saints lead 2-0. Welcome back to Drysdale Field. I'd like to thank some of our corporate sponsors, the Bailey Group. No matter where you want to go, we'll help you get there. B&S Signs, quality signage and service. When it comes to signs, we do it all. And Ameris Bank, savings for the expected or unexpected. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Saints is A.J. Hunterberg. Hunterberg flew out to center field last time he's up. Fouls that one back off into the backstop. Falls behind 0-2. Takes that pitch high. That ball drilled up the middle. He's going to get through. Leadoff single for Hunterberg, and the Saints are in business. Brings up Carson Page. He had a double to center field. Later scored on Jesse Sullivan's single. Give the Saints the first run of the game. Pitch is high, fired down to first base, but not in time. Hunterberg with a big lead at first base. Left foot on the cutout. Count even on Page at 1-1. And fired over to get Hunterberg as he's walking off the base. Hunterberg's 3 for 5 in stolen bases this year. He's taking outside on the corner for strike 2. And again, they take a look over Hunterberg. Trains are coached by Josh Beauregard. He started out as the Eckerd softball coach. Moved over to baseball 9 years ago. Again, they take a look at Hunterberg. Evens the count. 2-2. So often happens when you focus a lot at first base or any base runner. Pitcher kind of loses focus on home plate. That ball's fouled off. The ball gets into the dirt. It's going to be a wild pitch that gets Hunterberg over to second base. It's now full count on Page. It's the 4th stolen base of the year for Hunterberg. And that's ball 4 high. And the Saints have speed on the bases. Page at first and Hunterberg at second. Caden Kresak coming to the plate. Caden Kresak had a single to the hole at shortstop. In his first at bat. Squares around the bunt, and that pops that one up right in front of the Triton bench. So one thing Flagler's done a lot this year is a lot of bunting and moving the base runners around. Something we haven't done in the last number of years. It's been a staple of Coach Williams has been base running and bunting and squeeze bunts. And he lays down a great bunt there. Only plays to first base, and that ball gets away. And that's going to allow the run to score, and the runners move up a base. A great bunt by Kresak. So it's an E1 on the throw. It's a sac bunt by Kresak. And Kresak goes to second on the bunt. Hunterberg moves to third, then scores on the errant throw as well. And then Page goes all the way to third on the play. So we got runners at first and second. Nobody out. And a run and no RBI in that. But a great bunt. And that's your number 4 hitter, Caden Kresak, dropping a bunt. And that brings up Jesse Sullivan. So the Saints are ahead 3-0 right now in the bottom of the third inning. Our first pitch is outside. That pitch is taken outside, ball 2. That ball down the line, grabbed by the third baseman in a one hop, gets Sullivan at first. That allows a run to score. Oops. Just wrote something wrong in my book. That's 5-3. He goes 5-3. That's an RBI. So the Saints take a 4-0 lead. And Kresak is standing on third base. A nice play to stop the ball by Schumacher. So that ball is right on the line. First pitch is a ball for Riscassi. Or strike, excuse me. That's a bunt. Squeeze bunt. And he's safe. He gets under the tag. Like I said before, Saints are doing a lot of bunting. And that was a great squeeze play. And so that's 5-0 now. Saints are on top. A big swing and a miss there by Palladino. That ball skied up in the foul territory right in front of the Saints bench. Perez squeezes it for the first out of the inning. It's going to be second out of the inning. My bad. I'm losing track of my outs. And that brings up Trip Davis. He grounded out to Shortstop to lead off the second. Takes first pitch, ball one. Count even on Davis. That ball's outside. 3-1. Count Davis has worked. Same count he had on Edens in the second inning. That ball laced to center field, but falls right in front of Gelwick. And the Saints continue in this third inning. McClanahan steps into the batter's box and takes the first pitch, ball one. McClanahan struck out swinging last inning. The Saints have scored 3 runs, 2 of which are unearned. That ball's in the turf, and that's going to allow the runners to move up. Saints now have runners at second and third. That ball's fouled back. Saints are up 5-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Played 3 runs this inning against the Tritons. That's a big swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2-2. Doesn't look like the Tritons have anybody warming up yet. And that's called strike 3. Oops. And that's it for the Saints. They send 8 men to the plate, score 3 runs. We go to the top of the fourth. Flagler 5, Eckerd 0.
And welcome back. Thank you to Mr. Jordan for the commentary. We are hitting the top of the fourth. The Saints have started strong and extended their advantage at the bottom of the third. It's a 5-0 lead. First pitch is a ball high and outside. Stubbs loads up. Swing. Fouls out. One and one on the count. Swing again, down right center. Moving over to get the catch. Makes the grab for the first out. For the Tritons, you really feel they want to start grabbing their spark as we reach into the second third of this game. Saints have started off with a pretty commanding lead. Looking to continue stepping on the throat. Bouncer to the left, makes the throw on the way. Does not get there, and he secures first base, Luis Garrido. Christian Cabina steps up to the plate. He's got a runner on first. Swing, but it's a foul. High and right.
I didn't even realize it. I'm like, it's literally going to be a hit. I don't want to say anything, but it's going to be a legit hit.
First ball, 1-1 on the count with one out. Low and inside for the second ball.
10 retired batters in a row. That's their first base runner since the start of the game.
Swing, it's low, bouncing inside, but he makes the diving grab and the second base out for the double play. Saints make the big double out, and we will change off. What a diving catch off the third base makes a big stop for the double out. And the Saints will take over at the plate. And welcome back. We are at the bottom of the fourth. Resetting the batting order. Taylor Schultz steps up first. Saints had a big play on defense, want to extend their lead now that they're up the plate. First hit is a foul, out and right. Ball up high. 1-1 on the count. Another ball outside. Two and one for Schultz. Evens up the count at 2-2. That one low for the third ball.
We had a sport management class years ago. One of the guys that played baseball for us did it over softball. And it was things that happened during the game.
Swing. It's down right. And Schultz will make it to the first base. Single to start off the bottom of the fourth for him. And up next is Hunterberg. Triton's just trying to check it at the first base. We've seen a lot of that this game. Both teams trying to catch each other sleeping. Swing. It's a bouncer down and left. Throws on the way at first, but it's not going to get there in time. Hunterberg makes it on a single. Now Carson Page steps up to the plate. He's got a runner on first and second. Loads up the bunt, but it's just the first ball. Seen a similar position to this for the Saints in the third inning. Load up the bunt to try to get their runners on third. And he's going to do just that, out and left. It's a great bunt. He's making it to first, but will not get there. Schultz on third and Hunterberg on second, though, for the first out of the game, of the fourth. Caden Kresak steps up to the plate. Saints get a chance to extend their lead. Just a foul in the first. It's got a runner on second and third. One and one on the count. Fly ball down left side. Haddad makes the catch. Jesse Sullivan, the catcher, steps up next. 1 out to give. He's got a runner on second and third as the Saints really try to extend their lead. Makes a hit down center, and it's going to get through for another score in the Saints. Hunterberg makes it through as well as he gets on first. 2 RBI in for the Saints as they move their lead to 7-0. That's the play they were looking for. Kevin Riscassi next up to the plate. Swing and a miss for the first strike. And a ball high. 1-1 on the count with 1 out to give left. Just skims it, but not enough. Second strike for Riscassi. Strike 3. And we will move out of the 4th inning onto the top of the 5th. Saints lead 7-0 off of a double RBI. Welcome back to Drysdale Field. We are at the top of the 5th. Trip Haddad steps up to the plate. Saints have gotten off to a commanding lead. Swing, and it's a foul. Behind and right. First ball to the right and outside. 1-1 on the count. Ooh. High. Catcher can't even reach that one.
Hit the mascot. I realize nobody here gets that phrase. See, Bull Durham came out in the 80s.
Checks the swing for the third ball of the game. Low and inside. And Tripodad will take a 4-ball walk. So next up, Reed Lyle steps up to the plate. First one inside as Lyle moves out the way for a first ball. Strike one. Caught him right down the middle with the fastball. Swing, it's a bouncer, but fouls out to the left. That one to the right for the second ball. 2-2 on the count. C Stubbs just checking that first base, making sure he doesn't get too ahead of himself. Swing and a strike. Lost a bat on that one as we get the first out of the 5th inning. Strikeout number 7 for Stubbs. Strike one for Christian Perez. Still has a runner on first. Ooh. Umpire just as he checks the swing for the... Oh. Calls it a strike, actually. Strike two for Christian Perez. First ball. 1-2 on the count. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And Ben Stubbs will retire Christian Perez. Cole Shoemaker steps up next. 1 out to give. First ball to the right. Down inside, second ball. Swing and a miss, strike one. Two and one on the count. Ball number 3. That one high. Swing, and it's a foul to the right. So we've got a full count for Christian Perez. Can Ben Stubbs end off the top of the 5th right here? Loads up. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikes him out. Number 8 for Ben Stubbs as the Saints take over at the plate. And we're back at Drysdale Field. The Saints hold a 7-0 lead. Tritons have made a pitching change. Up steps Rocco Calise to the mound, a freshman from Holmes, Pennsylvania. Faces off against Peyton Palladino. Derlians pitched 4 innings. Had 7 runs given up on 9 hits with 5 strikeouts. Peyton Palladino swing, but it's a foul to the right. First ball, 1-2 the count for Palladino. Second ball. Strike 3. Just gets it in the inside of the zone as he strikes Palladino out. Great start for Calise at the mound. Trip Davis is up next at the plate. Swings right away, and it's high. Right field. Makes the catch. First ball. 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th. Saints hold a 7-0 lead. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 for McClanahan. Ball 2 goes out to the left. Ball 3 left once again. 3-1 on the count with 2 outs. Right down the middle, it's a flyer. But he makes the catch at center field. And that will close off the 5th inning. Still 7-0 for the Saints. Some defensive changes for the Saints. Playing at left field now is Jaden Ross. He replaces Tyler McClanahan. We're at the top of the 6th, and first up is Joey Bazidlo. Grounded down left center. Infield throws on the way, but he just gets out. Hit down the middle, and it slides through into the left outfield. It's down.
First hit for Titans today.
And he will get on first base. First hit for Bazidlo today. Up next is number 3, Dawson Jones. First ball, low and in the middle. Strike 1 for Jones. 1-1 on the count. Sets up a bunt, but it's just another ball. Makes the swing. It's down towards the left outfield. Scooped up, and he will secure first base. His teammate on second. Tritons have found a lot of success hitting down low towards that left side as they secure multiple runners throughout the game on that same spot. Now Luis Garrido at the plate. He's got a runner on first and second. As the Saints will gather around their coach. And Stubbs will exit off the mound. Crowd showing their support as he pitches for 5.5 innings. Ethan Bobo to replace him. Ethan Bobo, a senior transfer coming from Marietta, Georgia, out of Lincoln Memorial University. He'll throw his first pitches of the game when we're back. Luis Garrido steps back up to the plate. Now faces Ethan Bobo. Loads up for his first pitch of the game. Ball one. First strike for Ethan Bobo. For Eckerd College, you got to feel need to press this advantage with a runner on first and second. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Swing again, strike three. And Ethan Bobo's first opponent will be retired. Now faces Christian Cabina. His second time at bat was struck out the first time by Ben Stubbs. Swing! Down left! Picked up by Jaden Ross, but he will not get there in time. Catch is slightly fumbled, but both runners will hold first and second. Trip Haddad faces Ethan Bobo next. Strike one. Down towards that right corner. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Takes a swing, but it's a foul to the right. Triton's trying to capitalize on this opening score. Have a runner on first and second base. Still 7-1 to the Saints. Strike three. And the Saints will take over at the plate. Bottom of the sixth, 7-1 Saints. And welcome back to Drysdale Field. Batting orders reset for the Saints. So up steps Taylor Schultz. His 4th time at bat. He's got 1 run and has scored. Ooh. And the pitch will hit him, so he will take a walk. So A.J. Hunterberg will take his place. Rocco Calise just tries to check Schultz at first base. Doesn't grab him. So the wind starts to pick up here at Drysdale Field. We'll see how it potentially affects the game. A little bit of sleet coming down. Sleet? Misty rain coming down. So the pitch is fumbled, and Schultz will take a free run to second base. So while pitch from Rocco Calise will give Schultz second base, 1-0 on the count as he loads up his next pitch. Ball number 2, that one high. Strike 1. Two and 1 on the count. Foul behind and right. It's A.J. Hunterberg hearing some instruction from his coaching on the side. Swing and it hits. Fly down right side. But it's a foul. Just outside the line. And so he will return to the plate. Hunterberg's been big in this game so far. 2 runs and 2 scores. Swing. It's a flyer. Pop down center field. First base will make the catch. Upset second baseman Carson Page. Swing, but it's a foul left side. So the wind really starts to pick up on Drysdale Field. It's moving. It's kind of misty rain right on Rocco Calise's direction. First ball. 1-1 on the count with 1 out. swing, high right, and a foul. Carson Page. Ball number 2. Swing, and it's a bouncer in the infield. Schultz will hit second base. Carson Page will be tagged out at the first base before he can reach it. Schultz on third base, potential to score. Caden Kresak, the senior, will step up to the plate, trying to secure another score for Taylor Schultz. At the bottom of the 6th, Saints trying to extend their lead back up to 7 points. First strike. Swing, and it's right over the second baseman in left center field. Taylor Schultz will score, and Caden Kresak will secure first base. As up steps Jesse Sullivan. Saints now back up 7 points, 8-1 in total. Caden Kresak just escapes, gets back on first base before he can get tagged out. First ball. One more out to give at the bottom of the 6th here. Cleese just tries to check Caden Kresak once again. Caden Kresak is going to try to make a play at the second base, and he is safe. Successful steal for the first time here. Second ball, and Caden Kresak will get himself on second base, just narrowly escaping the tag. Second stolen base of the year for the senior. Jesse Sullivan will swing, and it's strike 1. 2-1 on the count.
Might not be too far from the season record for stolen bases in the season. Since I've been here.
Strike number 2 catches him on that corner.
Yeah, I think about Lorenzo Butler led us in stolen bases a number of years ago, 20-something stolen bases. We haven't had a whole lot of base stealers.
Swing, and it's hard down right center. Caught by Garrido, and that will close off the 6th inning. 8-1 for the Saints. A score by Taylor Schultz put the Saints back up 7. And we'll be right back with the top of the 7th inning. And we're back with the top of the 7th inning. Reed Lyle steps first up to the plate. Hasn't found much success so far. Struck out once of 2 at bat. And that one will be high left for a foul. Ethan Bobo's been solid so far since he's been stepped in. Takes another strike. 0-2 on the count. Swing and a miss. Ethan Bobo with another strikeout to start off the 7th inning. Christian Perez up next to bat. Strike one. All members of the Tritons have been struck out at least once so far in this game. Another swing, foul to the left. Swing again, straight down center. Cannot reach. Hunterberg picks it up in center field. And Christian Perez will secure first base. Cole Shoemaker steps up next. His third time out bat. He's been struck out twice. Trying to see if he can start off a potential Tritons comeback. Swing, it's a bouncer in the infield. Is making a run to second base, is on the way there. Shoemaker will reach first base before the throw gets there. Christian Perez out at second base for out number 2. Joey Bazidlo, the shortstop, up next to bat. He's got a runner on first. 1 out to give. Takes a swing. Another bouncer in the infield. Gets the second base again, and the Saints will take over at the plate. Flagler College is thankful of its sponsors of today's game, starting with Birchall & Co. Find your home today. Culver's, welcome to Delicious. And Carrabba's, so close you can taste it. We are at the bottom of the seventh. Saints hold an 8-1 lead. First up to the plate is the designated hitter, Kevin Riscassi. First ball. That one far to the left. High and left for a foul. 1-1 on the count. Swing again, but that one short to the right for another foul. One, two on the count. Khalees loads up another pitch. That one down the middle for another strike, and he sends Kevin Riscassi back to the dugout for the first out. Now at bat, Peyton Palladino. Swings right away. It's high and right. And out of play for a foul. Rocco Khalees faces off with Palladino. Another connection, but once again, right for a foul. 0-2 for the count. Bottom of the seventh. Saints lead 8-1. That one to the right and low for a ball. Swing high and right for another foul. Third one for Peyton Palladino at bat. Trying to find that connection down the right side, but just outside the line. See if he can find it on this one. This time left and grounded low. Pitch is on the way, and he will not get there. Out number 2. So up steps Trip Davis, the first baseman. His fourth time at bat. He's had a score earlier this game. And he'll let that one go for a strike. First one. Just checks his swing for a ball. Strike number 2 for Trip Davis. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that will close out the 7th inning. Saints still holding a commanding lead as we head into the 8th inning. And we're back with the top of the 8th inning. Batting order reset for the Tritons. First up is Cam Gelwick. Shows bunt, but it's just a ball to start things off. And the first strike, 1-1 on the count. Got to be thinking for the shot of the Tritons. It's really getting into the dire hours. Down 7 points. Shows the bunt. It's a solid one in infield, but he does not get there. First out of the inning. The bunt looked good, but he just could not get there in time. Dawson Jones is up next on the plate, faces off with Ethan Bobo. First ball, that one high and inside. First strike. Just caught him on the edge of that zone. Looked like he wanted to swing, but just couldn't commit to it. Second ball. Second strike. Looks like Ethan Bobo's just catching him on the edge of these strike zones. 2-2 on the count. Swing, but it's behind for a foul. Swing, straight down the middle, over the shortstop. Hunterberg picks it up. Will make the throw to second base. But first base secured for Darwin Jones. As Luis Garrido will be up next at the plate. First ball down low. First strike for Luis Garrido. Tritons in general have found a lot of left side success this game in terms of hitting it down there and getting runners onto the bases. Bubba just tries to check at first base. Wonder if they're gonna lean more into that left side hitting to try to get more runners on the plates as they try to make this late comeback. Checks the swing for another ball. 2-1 on the count. Swing. It's a grounded bouncer infield. Throws on the way to first base, and he's out. Darwin Jones moves to second base. And Christian Cabina, he will take over at the plate. He's got a runner on second, 1 out to give. First strike. Caught him on the corner right there. Christian Cabina's had a solid time at the plate. Scored one earlier. 1 RBI. Hits a grounder in the infield bouncing. Darwin Jones will head his third base, and he will get out on the first as the Saints take over. Bottom of the 8th upcoming. Late pitching change for the Tritons. Brady Shoemaker now on the mound. Replaces Rocco Calise. Brady Shoemaker, another freshman out of Venice, Florida. Bottom of the 8th inning. Still 8-1 to the Saints. Held the Tritons to 0 at the top of the 8th as bottom of the batting order. First up, Jaden Ross. His first time at bat this game. And strike one. First pitch, first strike for Brady Shoemaker. Pitch connects with Jaden Ross, and he will take a free walk to first base. Taylor Schultz now returns to the plate. Had an important score earlier in the game to re-secure a 7-point lead for the Saints. See what he can do at the bottom of the 8th. He's got a runner on first. First ball, that one low and inside. Second ball, that one out to the right. Ball number 3 looked pretty narrow, but just high. 3-0 on the count. Brady Shoemaker throws a strike. 3-1. Schultz has had some important runs this game. Throws another strike. We'll see if he can get on the plate once again. 3-2 on the count. Full count for Taylor Schultz and Brady Shoemaker. Swing, but it's low to the left for a foul. Still a full count to start off the bottom of the 8th. Shoemaker just tries to catch Jaden Ross on the first. Gets there in time though. Swing. Bouncing in the infield, and Jaden Ross will get to the first. But Taylor Schultz will not. So Jaden Ross on second base. Taylor Schultz out before he can reach the first. Is A.J. Hunterberg up next. He's had a successful night. 5th time at bat. He's had 2 runs and 2 scores throughout this game. And he's got Jaden Ross at second base. Swing, and it's low to the left. Third baseman makes a diving catch, but Jaden Ross gets there in time. Tyler Haddad made an important diving catch before that ball got past him, but it wasn't enough to stop Jaden Ross from getting to third base. A.J. Hunterberg on first as well. It's Carson Page up next at the plate. He's also had a good night. 5th time at bat. He's hit for 2 runs, 2 scores, and 1 RBI. That ball's high and right to the catch. But Jaden Ross will secure another score. Second out. 9-1 to the Saints. Caden Kresak faces off with Brady Shoemaker next. Trying to extend their advantage even further after that score from Jaden Ross. First ball goes low and to the left. 1-0 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. Swing, it's a grounded, bouncing in the infield. All the catches fumbled. And Caden Kresak will make it to first base. Sullivan at plate next. He's got a runner on first and second. Swing, it's a foul out to the right. Jesse Sullivan leading the team this game in RBI with a total of 4, along with 2 scores. He's had a good night for himself batting. Swing, another bouncing ball in the infield. Throws on the way, and he will get tagged out. And that will close off the 8th inning as we move into the final inning of this game. 9-1 for the Saints. It's been a commanding game for them so far with only 1 inning to play. We'll be right back. Starting off, top of the final inning, Ethan Bobo will close this game out pitching. He's had a good night so far since stepping onto the mound. Struck out 3 people with 3 hits. First ball, that one to the right. Who's batting? Who's batting? Who's batting? First strike, 1-1 on the count. Ethan Haddad at the plate. Second strike. Ball number 2, that one hitting low. 2-2 on the count. Swing, but that one is behind for a foul, hits the net. Just checks his swing for the third ball. Full count to start off the top of the ninth. Ethan Haddad facing off against Ethan Bobo. Foul high into the right. All the way out center, but it is caught by Hunterberg. First real connection for Tyler Haddad. Trip Haddad on the day. But it's snuffed out by Hunterberg in center field. As coaching staff will step onto the field. Saints made one senior pitching change to another. Isaiah Wellman is now on the mound from Brunswick, Georgia, formerly of South Georgia State College. Faces off with Reed Lyle on the plate. And he throws an immediate strike to start things off. Fly ball out left. Just a foul. Now 0-2 on the count. 1 out in total for Eckerd. Desperate times. He hits a grounder in the center. Picked up by Taylor Schultz at the shortstop and out on first base. Making the connection. And Reed Lyle is sent back to the dugout. Now 2 outs. And for Eckerd College, the final straw. There is no more breathing room for them. And Isaiah Wellman, he started out strong. He's looking to end off this game right here. And he throws an immediate strike once again. First ball, that one hit low. Christian Perez trying to make something happen here. Thrown high for another ball. 2-1 on the count. Swing, bouncing in the infield, but it is too little. Fumbles the catch, and he is safe on first base. Little bit of a misplay there. Couldn't seal the deal. So Eckerd College with a little bit of fortune. Little bit of life left in this game. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Would he definitely have been out, or was it kind of bang bang? We got a new hitter. I'll go with a hit. Oh, penalty gives me crap for it then.
So new hitter steps up to the plate. Ryan Gargett, his first time at bat at the 9th. Let's that one go for a ball. Thrown low. 1-0 on the count. 2 outs in total. Foul to the left. Swing and a miss for Gargett. Second strike for him. Needs to make this one count to stay alive in this game. Otherwise, the Saints will clinch it out. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's the game. Flagler College takes the win. They started out strong. They continued to press their advantage throughout the middle of this game, and they close it out strong with a few valuable substitutions making their impact on the end of this game. 9-1 is the final score. Saints win it at Drysdale Field. An important win for the Saints, coming back home to start off their 4-game homestead streak, and also bouncing back from a loss to Florida Tech they suffered at the midweek on Wednesday. We'll see if they can continue this momentum going into Saturday. And to all you who tuned in, thank you very much for joining us. My name has been Caleb Searcy. Be safe, be good to each other, and have a wonderful evening. Good night, everyone.